Hello all, Havoc here. Let's get ready to play some Space Engineers. Okay, so this episode, we're going to go over just a few different things, just kind of set the basis up for next episode. Going to have a short episode today because I'm going to have a long evening and an early day, so tomorrow. Um, so first I want to thank Windwalker McStubby. He said that or actually, let's back that up. In our last episode, I started out about 3,000 meters away from the Kestrel, and I had told you that I had climbed out of the Scorpion and I got hurled off at a pretty high velocity. A few of you commented and said that it had happened to you as well. Platinum Impact was one. He said his was at 54 meters a second. Mine was actually at a much higher velocity. I'm not sure how fast it was, but it was pretty damn fast. But I ended up doing what he did and just basically saved and quit. And then came back in and I had immediately stopped moving. If you guys watched the last episode, I literally was coming to a stop as I hit record. Yeah, so when Walker McStubby said that all you have to do is just snap your helmet on and off, and you come to a stop. So whatever the glitch is that causes you to go flying out is rectified by you swapping helmets. So what that does is the game actually swaps your character model with the one without a helmet. And so obviously since you're in space, you want to put your helmet back on. So just take your helmet off, put it back on real quick, and you should be okay. It makes sense. I mean, I haven't had it happen since, so that'd be fun if it did it right there, and it didn't. But so yeah, just go ahead and do that, and you'll be good to go. So you guys have been just hammering me with the comments, and I mean that with the utmost of awesomeness, and I'm super stoked with it all. And so yeah, this is basically just a big shout out to the people that are making my life so enjoyable by all the comments. So Wiley Weasel brought up the fact that we're not using one of these guys. Let's see if I can find it in here. Yes, here we go. I grabbed the Kodiak fly-through welder assembly. Mortal Kombat, nice. So we're going to be using these to build the next Susie inside of the ship. We won't have to use a small ship assembly, so we'll actually be able to connect the Susie up proper and facilitate it that way. So it's going to be pretty awesome. So I watched a few videos on the Kodiak welders, and they're just badass. I mean, there's just no way around it. So let's go ahead and grab one real quick. Let's take a look at what they look like. I haven't actually used them yet, so let's see what they look like. Oh yeah, look at that. That's freaking kick-ass. And then does it have a connector on the end too? Oh, it doesn't have one on the end, but it does have one on the other end maybe. No, it doesn't. Alright, that's cool. Oh, it has them on the back. Oh, it's the side. Oh, it has one on the back. It has one in the middle of the back. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna use those for the Susie, and we're still gonna have one. Yeah, it was a great setup, and the laser welders are phenomenal. So this is gonna be the large ship version of the laser welders, and can totally see us building some stuff like with that. So Wiley was saying just paste it on the side of the Kestrel, and just, when we need to do some welding, just actually probably paste it on the side of this Kestrel, just move over and and weld it up. But yeah, I'm not sure about that, but we are definitely going to use them. I even thought about putting them inside the door, so when we bring a ship in, we can have a ship repaired just by flying it to the door. So we put one on the top, one on the bottom, and we'd be good to go. So, it's something we could do. It's definitely yeah, it's there. So, so another person who brought up a comment was Court Jester about placing the O2 tanks here. I agree that the chances of the O2 generators being right here have a very high probability of getting burned by thrusters. So I'm going to try to work on a way of actually tucking them inside and only extending them when we need them. So it'll involve using a piston, which I'm really frightened about doing. But I'm thinking about doing something probably like inside this wall right here and having this slope right here lift up and have a bank of them inside or something. I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to work out those details. So if nothing else, then we're just not going to have them. Worst case scenario is we can put we can build a small ship, project it, and have one built that can literally just have a small bank of them, and we just dock it to the outside. If we get into a situation where we just can't find ice and we see this coming, then we can prepare for it. So that's something that we're going to definitely be looking at doing, is just facilitating it in a way of on a case-by-case basis. So that was a pretty good observation there, Court Jester, and I was actually looking at that too, is when I was cutting through here, cutting these away. I was like, you know, that's awfully damn close. I do want to make these smaller, but nah, I don't know. So Matthew Ritchie gave me a plethora of ideas. I mean, I have no idea how to sum up the level of ideas. He sent me to another YouTuber's channel, and I'm going to get in contact with that YouTuber and see about using his name and stuff and his content and kind of just publicizing him because, well, he's got some pretty awesome stuff. And so once I find out, hear back from him, then I'll give you guys a little bit more detail. But he's got some great ideas, and I definitely could see facilitating his ideas in a lot more of my building. You know, a fanning of the flame with an idea can start something else ablaze. So that's kind of where I'm at with this guy. He's got some phenomenal build concepts. Some of them makes me scratch my head, but then when I look at it, it's like, man, that's freaking genius. And so, yeah, so I'm going to be spending some time doing that, tearing some of his ships apart, seeing how he built them, and so we can make our stuff even better, because this guy has got a fantastic mind for making ships that do things that they're not supposed to. Great examples is he's got a small ship with all large ship guns on it. So it's as maneuverable and agile as our Kess, but it's armed to the teeth with large ship turrets and all the like. So fantastic little device. And I want to learn how to do that kind of stuff. Oops, I did not mean to do that. I'm going to turn that back on. So while we're talking, I'm going to do a little bit of work on this guy here. So yeah, it's definitely, oh man, this whole mass thing is just very bothersome. Because right now we are extremely heavy, and this ship is feeling the pain. So I need to up the amount of thruster components on the ship. It's not enough to get anything completed. So, yeah, okay, so let's see. I'm trying to go down my list here and see who I've mentioned and who I haven't. So if I don't hear back from you with a day or two, shoot me a message in G-Talk or something like that, because I give you guys a thumbs up at the very least. I read the comments. I try to reply to all of them, but at the very least, if you guys don't see a thumbs up in there, especially if you're leaving me links or something. I found out today that I went and looked, and I had 10 messages in the last 3 videos that went straight to a spam folder for YouTube. So I have no idea why. A couple of them were just videos from people just saying, hey, good job on the video. No links, no nothing. Really, really bothersome. YouTube trying to be very helpful and fail. So, so yeah, if you guys are, messaging me, I want to hear from you guys. So if you don't see your message show up on the channel, shoot me a message in Gtalk or even just direct email. That's totally cool with me. Yeah, see, I gotta up these quantities. At this point, it'd be faster for me to just run over here and. So yeah, I just want to hear from you guys, and if it's not going into the correct channel, then we're all suffering from that. So, and I don't. It's not like I don't get a notification. YouTube is very awesome about not giving you the level information that you need to facilitate your users. So, let's see how many power cells I can carry. Come on now. There we go. Alright, let's try power. Oh, we have none. Well, that has something to do with that. And how many can we craft? We have silicon. You can't tell me we don't have silicon. That's just ridiculous. So let's go port. Ugh. This just, it doesn't work. This isn't how this works. It's not how any of this works. Assemblers. This thing has 20,000 ingots of silicon in it, and it. Why can't... Early access, guys. Early access. Alright, so it doesn't feel like early access. That's really, really bothersome. So let's go ahead and kill that for now. Make sure nothing else is kicking away. So for those of you who haven't seen it, I've also been playing Empyrean Galactic Survival. I got a Let's Play going on that. It's not as dedicated as Space Engineers, but a few of you are saying that it looks more playable than Space Engineers. To a degree, I would say yes. But it's also starting out like a year and a half. I mean, Space Engineers has been around a while now. So, I mean, you got to give it some credit there. It's been around... Oh, there it goes. So Space Engineers has been around a while. So 120, we need about 800. That's a lot. Holy crap. So Space Engineers has been around a while. So first of all, they built it in DirectX 9. That was the latest and greatest at the time it came out. And they're just now updating it to DirectX 11. And 12's around the corner. So, in all honesty, Imperium Galactica is behind. They're creating a new game in a old engine already. So, or not an old engine, but DirectX 12 would definitely make things shinier. So, they're doing their best with Space Engineers. I mean, they really are. It has a very slow development curve. They're very ambitious. And to be honest with you, I think this is more realistic as far as the physics and everything else goes versus let's see how many these we can carry. Wow, 70. All right. Versus Empyrean Galactica, I think is very, I don't want to say arcadish, but it does have that sense. The crafting is very janky. It's not, I want to say it's not bad, but it's not great either. it's definitely got some components that are missing from it that are needed. Um, it does have AI. Um, it has let's see. It has planets. It has AI, and that's pretty much it. It is missing quite a few things, such as a fleshed out crafting system. It's missing the fleshed out ship mechanics. You can't build all the tiers of ships, which I think was kind of one of the best things that Space Engineers did, was they got to where you can build all the ships first. So right now you can only be partially creative in a creative game. So I think that's kind of a bad thing. Overall, the game is playing well. Let's see how many more do we got to go here. I mean, I'm trying not to bash the game. The game plays quite well. It's just, you know, you guys were comparing it to Space Engineers, and right now it's comparing apples to pears. You know, they're close, but not quite the same. So, if you gave Imperial Galactica 6 more months of development, and if they continued to do what Keen Software has done on a patch a week, which that's a phenomenal thing. But if you continue to release a patch a week for the next 6 months, and we see a steady increase of gameplay like we have with Keen, then I think Imperial Galactic could have a better game in the long run. Maybe. So one of the things I'd like to point out is that a lot of people have been pointing out the fact that it already has planets. Yes, it does. It has 4, if I remember correctly. It only has a few. Their goal is to eventually have procedurally generated worlds. We already have procedurally generated here. Everything about what we do in Space Engineers is procedurally generated. The asteroids are now procedurally generated. They started out with like 10 canned asteroids, and they just got better. And so now we have procedurally generated asteroids over procedurally generated distances with procedurally generated ships, not procedurally generated ships, but procedurally spawned. They're all player-created stuff. To the best of my knowledge, they're all player-created. So, yeah, I mean, there's... Are we done with power cells? I think we are. Holy crap. Bam, welded up. All right. Like it. All right, now we just need to put like 20 more on the other side, and this thing's done. 20 more batteries and 50 billion more thruster components, and this thing is ready to drop through Atmo and burn up on entry. We should do over-unders on the chances of this thing burning up on entry on the game once we get atmosphere. I'm going to say my chances are pretty high that I will be respawning on the Kestrel. We'll find out though, right? So let's go ahead and put these back because we don't need them anymore. We do need some large tubes. Which we don't have any of. So production, Dude, there's like 50,000 iron in here. What's going on with this? We have like a plethora of iron. None of these things should be... I can't wait till we get on to the new Kestrel. I mean, this ship has served us well, but yeah, the new setup will be a lot more streamlined. So, all right. So, a little bit of an update on what's going on with Havoc in his personal life. So this weekend, I am trying to work out how I'm going to get a recording schedule done because I'm also going to be out of town for somewhere between 2 to 4 days. And then from there, it could extend. So my daughter is having her first baby, and I'm traveling like 4 to 6 hours away to go and be there for her for that to happen. So, life being what it is way more important than video games. So I will either be away for 2 to 4 days, or more possibly, or I could have some done up episodes that I'll be able to facilitate to you guys. I'm just not sure how or where I'm going to be able to do that, as I'm also dealing with contention on work. So, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on as to where I might be. So if I do vanish for a day or two, then you know why. And it's not because I'm sick again and I'm going to be gone for nearly a week. Oh man, I really hope that doesn't happen again. I'm still struggling to get my viewership back from that last time. So there's the bottom. I thought I had one more to get done. Sound like a villager from Minecraft. Let's see here. Boom. Okay, so we need a couple batteries on this side. That's going to be there. Another thruster to go there. And okay, so I'm going to have to do some more symmetry upgrades on this to get this thing in line for all the thrusters. I think we're good though for all. Wait. This thing needs stuff. A ton of large steel tubes, and we're stuck in here. Great. Okay. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know where that was at. So Empyrean Galactica is something I'm just gonna. It's when I have time. It's a lot of fun to play because it does have AI and has some new challenges, but for the most part, I'm not finding it as entertaining right now as Space Engineers. So just right now, I just have not had a lot of time to get into play Space Engineers. So I'm taking on this massive project right now, and I seriously, I don't think it's gonna be this week. I really do think if anything, it'll be next week or the week after that we'll get planets. I know it's gonna be soon, but yeah. Oh, you know what I want to try to do? Oh. Yeah, that's the thing. It's about to happen. I want to see if we can park this inside. I don't think so because I don't think it might be long enough this way to incorporate it, but I don't think it's wide enough. It has a big enough maw. So let's go ahead and climb out and take a look. I think that was part of the problem with the last Kestrel as well, is that this gap here is just not big enough. And it is not. We will clip that engine, which that's going to be okay. So what I'm going to do is I know Matthew Ritchie and a few others as well have brought up the idea of placing a projector on a small ship or another ship, a tug of some sort, and using that for welding purposes. And that's where we will be going with the larger ships, like the one we're flying currently. So when we get ready to do stuff like build these, the orbital defenses will be all right. But there's a few ships that we have that are going to exceed the capacity of the Kestrel's rear gate. So we're going to build a external assembly unit for doing more important things. And we'll probably be using a smaller drone version for holograph printing on the Suzy. So that's going to be a thing as well because, well, to be honest with you, I'm tired of trying to figure out which direction's which. So as a few of you have pointed out, that if we put it on a drone, we can manipulate it easier. We can actually fly it outside the ship, figure out what we're trying to do, bring it back in, and then print it. So, all right. So with that, we're going ahead and wrap up the episode here today. Like I said, I'm going to try to get a lot more production done tomorrow on the ship. Hopefully get all the decking in. I'm going to convert to standard tube. I don't know if I want to use this. I want to use the deck, but I don't think I want to use this tubing. I think I'm going to stick with the vanilla tubing just to make sure that it continues to work, but I'm going to route it a little bit better because we have this extra space. I mean, we can fit through here. We weren't going to be able to do that, so that's pretty awesome. A few different people had mentioned that as well, is like, hey, you know, if you use decking up there, you can get through, and it's correct. See, we can't fit through here, whereas over here we can. So this is definitely going to be the way we're going to go for this whole entire area, probably all the way up. I'm not sure. I might use the actual standard brick for decoration highlights and stuff like that, and I'm not sure yet because we don't have any of these completed. So it's a matter of what are these going to look like when they're done, because they take a lot of components. That's the other reason to not use these. These, totally, yeah, I could buy into these, but that takes a lot of components. It's onesie twosie, but it's a lot of onesie twosies. So, all right, enough babbling from me. This is Havoc. Have fun and keep gaming.